Hi, it's episode 200 of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. I'm going to be answering a listener question on how I manage to do these episodes daily, whether they're pre-recorded or how it works really. So I'm really excited for this question, and I've been saving it for today for episode 200 because I got it a while back. And so when you're listening to this, it will be episode 200 and it will be 165 episodes left to go, and also 165 days from the end of the year or till the end of the year. But yeah, so the question is from Osai and all their friends: how do you manage to record/release an episode daily? Do you pre-record some and chop them up? The short answer is yes and no. The long answer follows. It depends on what kind of episode it is. So in the beginning, I was not pre-recording. I was doing all the episodes every day. I had a script. I would write something like a script and then come and read it out. And it was a very long process of trying to figure out how to do that because I was using a different podcasting tool at the time. And so I was doing that every day up until like sometime in the middle of February, I think. I had to travel and I realized that I wouldn't have time to record every day. So I pre-recorded some episodes. I recorded like a bunch of episodes in one day, like 3 or 4, and scheduled them for that, like for the couple of days that I was traveling. And that was when I published, a few days after that is when I published the When Tech Fails episode, because the scheduling thing didn't work for some days. It was just very weird. Like you published, but then it was showing as not published. There was a lot of headaches with that. And since then, yes, off and on, mostly like 95% of the time, I would say, you're listening to an episode the day it was recorded. This episode that you're listening to is a pre-recorded episode. So I recorded this on Tuesday/Wednesday, because it's somewhere in the middle of the night when I'm doing this. And you're listening to it today, which is Friday. And that's because I'm also traveling and I wouldn't have time to record episodes. And I actually don't want to. I want to just relax on this trip and not do anything. So usually when I know that I have like a really busy week or couple of days coming up, I try to bulk record episodes, usually on the weekend. So Saturday, if I don't really have much that I'm doing, or on Sundays after church, I would record like at least 3 episodes. I try to bulk record, like when I'm bulk recording, I try to do like 3 episodes that I can schedule for the next couple of days, excluding the episode for the day that I'm recording on. So that's basically 4 episodes being recorded in one day. And then also with the conversations with episodes, whether with my friends or with listeners, those ones too, sometimes I publish them the day that I do the interviewing. So some of them, especially the ones that don't require a lot of editing, like, so there's sometimes where there might be connection issues and we have to like pause and break, or like somebody needs to go and do something in the middle of recording. So those ones require a bit of work, and I leave them for when I have time to edit. And I try to also do a bunch of interviews on the same day, so that I can just like do like maybe 3 or 4 in one day, and then edit them at some other time and publish them if necessary. Sometimes I'm very lucky and it goes really great and there's barely any editing needed for the conversations with, and it all goes really smoothly, and those ones are also published basically immediately, especially if I get like the images from the person and whatever links they want to share on time, then I can publish it that same day. There are a couple off the top of my head. The one with Mariam about limiting beliefs was published the day it was recorded. The one with Duni on purpose was also published the day it was recorded, and there've been a couple of them like that. Although for the most part, I would say that for the most part, conversations with are not published the day that they are recorded, because oftentimes there's always some technical glitch and it requires some work to like join where the network cut off and we had to restart, or where somebody had to go and do something in the middle of recording and we had to like, there was like long silence. So there's that as well. But yeah, I would say about so far about at least 90 to 95% of the episodes are published the day that they are recorded. Only a few of them are pre-recorded, especially usually when I'm really busy, when I know that I have a busy couple of days coming up, or I'm traveling, or I'm doing conversations with recordings. So whether listeners or my friends or people that I know, I try to bulk on those ones on onto the weekend, or like Saturday, to like 4 interviews, so that I have things prepped for the week. And I think another question that I'm seeing within this question that's not like explicitly asked is like, where do I get the ideas from? Because I'm publishing every day. Hi, thanks for listening so far. Just to pop in to say, please send me questions. I'm running out of things to talk about, so send me questions or suggestions. The link to do that is in the description box of the episode. Also, subscribe. Thanks. Okay, let's get back into the episode. The ideas come from everywhere, from all over the place, from anything. There are some things that I have in my, like, again, I write things down. Like, as soon as I have an idea for something, I try to write it down immediately in my, either in my Google Keep, send it to myself as a text, whatever. I just try to document it somewhere. And there are some that I've been playing with somewhere in the back of my mind, like the one I published a couple of days ago on whether you can make friends at work. That has been in my drafts, in my notes. Like, that line, making friends at work, as a topic idea, has been in my drafts for more than 3 months. And there are many like that as well, where sometimes it takes me time to actually get to the topic, because I feel like maybe I'm not really ready to talk about it. It's still cooking, basically. And sometimes, even though I don't feel ready, I just come and talk about it because I have nothing else to talk about. Sometimes the ideas come to me the day that I'm going to talk about it, like the one I talked about, letting things sit. It was literally that morning that it came to my mind as I was going to work or something. I just had thought like, I was probably playing the word game at the time, and that came to mind. Or I'm having a conversation with a friend and we talk about something, and that sparks a seed for what becomes a podcast episode. Or my husband also suggests topics to me, like, a lot. And then, of course, the questions that you guys submit is also a place where I get ideas from. And that's also has been leading to a new thing where I'm explicitly inviting people onto the podcast to talk about a specific topic. Before, it was just very broad, like, oh, I'm just going to talk with my friend, we record it and see if that becomes an episode. But now I also have some questions that I don't feel like I'm the best person to answer, and so I reach out to people in my network who I know might be able or willing to answer the questions, and then I invite them and we record a conversation around that question. So yeah, that's basically where I get my ideas from for the most part. And I would say that, of course, I really strongly believe that many of them are inspired by God, because honestly, I don't know why I'm finding ideas to talk about things every day if it's not God that's giving me ideas. But yeah, so generally that's basically it. Is literally like what I said from the very beginning when I started doing this, is what is on my mind that day, and that's what it is most of the time. So yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you to Osai and their friends for asking this question. Bye, and see you for the next 165 days. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.